Vanakkam. Thank you for coming here for this discussion. I think small and medium industry is the backbone of job creation. Most people, if you ask most people, they talk to you about large companies, about the sort of commanding heights, but the people who actually do the homework and the people who actually get the jobs are the small and medium industries. And that's why I wanted to come and have a conversation about yourselves, about what you're thinking, and potentially what the future in Tamil Nadu can be. So thank you very much for coming here, and I think you'll feel some questions which I very happily answer. So should we both go there?
So the collected questions from many industries and Chamber of Commerce and founder people, Traders Association. Almost there are representatives from all their associations. First, I would like to give the question to a woman entrepreneur. She is Kritika, Vice President, Coimbatore Companies Association. Kritika. Sorry, L3.
Very few women though.
Coimbatore Compressors Association.
Warm welcome to Rahul ji. Welcome to Coimbatore. On behalf of all small micro industries, I have many more questions to you, but I'll limit it to one or two major issues. One is faulty implementation of GST, due to which we are all suffering, and another one is economy and growth, which is hardly hit. And what are your plans to revive? Like they say, only a king is responsible for the economy and growth of a nation. So you are an aspiring king, and you must be able to address this. Please answer this. Thank you.
What is your sense? Obviously, you feel that the GST has been very damaging to small and medium industries.
Yes, it was hurriedly implemented tax reform today, but it is completely eroding the micro industries and the slow way to death. If we are unable to survive, then the government should provide us some social security.
I saw the entire GST drama unfolding. And I saw it when we were in government, and then I saw it when Mr. Narendra Modi came into government. First question to ask is, who are the biggest supporters of GST? Every legislation has supporters behind it. So the first thing to understand is that the biggest supporters of GST were large businesses. This is something that has to be understood. And there's a reason for it. GST as it is currently designed is designed to help them and harm you. It's a simple thing. And it is not only a question of bad implementation. It is strategically done to do this. It is done to weaken small and medium industries. Now, what is the difference between the GST that we had conceptualized and the GST that eventually came? The GST that we had conceptualized was very simple. One tax, minimum tax. And what we were finding when we were trying to move forward on GST was that the negotiation was very complicated. And so our view was, go through with the negotiation, no matter how painful it is, and reach the point of one tax, minimum tax. When Mr. Modi became Prime Minister, he decided to bypass the bulk of the negotiation. And he superimposed his GST. He didn't do the homework to get one tax, minimum tax. And the result you have now is 5 taxes, massive amount of taxes, and huge complications. I've been saying it again and again that the GST needs to be restructured, it needs to be reconceptualized, and we have to go to one tax, minimum tax, and this regime simply will not work. It will just impose huge load on small and medium businesses, and it will cripple our economic system. So in the Congress Party and in the UPA we have a commitment that when we come to power in Delhi, we will restructure the GST and give you one tax minimum tax.
Thank you, Kritika, for your question. The next question is from RAHUL GANDHI, Vice President, Indian Chamber of Commerce. L1.
You can't hear me? Okay, you better.
Welcome to Coimbatore. We are very happy that you are taking your time and come here. I can introduce Coimbatore is a self-made city. The city has grown without any government intervention or government help. So entrepreneurs have grown the city. The recent pandemic in the last 1 year has affected a lot of industries, especially the small and medium industries. So what should we do, or what should we learn from this pandemic, and how do we mitigate the effects of this pandemic? Thank you.
I think the problems were clear before the pandemic. Problems arose because of a wrong view of the economy. Sense that you need harmony for economic growth. You cannot have disharmony and then have economic growth. So that's the central thing. And the current government has created huge amount of disharmony across the board. Second thing is massive crippling blow delivered to the economy was demonetization, which Manmohan Singh ji said clearly is going to cost us 2% of GDP, but devastated small and medium industries because you're dependent on cash flow, it remove your cash flow. And then after that, we got a pandemic. And in February, if you recall, I was saying again and again that the government needs to act on this upfront. It cannot delay, that this is going to be a catastrophic problem for the Indian economy, and I was ignored. In fact, most of the government people ridiculed me saying that, he's fear-mongering. So the impact of the pandemic also hit. Finally, after the pandemic, we were saying that you need to put in structures that will protect small and medium industry. The government offered loan waivers to the biggest industrialists. Thousands and thousands and thousands, lakhs of crores were given to them. But the protection that you were owed was not given. So I think we are in a very bad situation now. Also, we have this NPA problem that 15, 20 large businesses have access to the banking system. They owe lakhs of crores of rupees, and those are non-performing. So without unblocking the banking system, and without giving you protection, and without giving you the type of incentives to create jobs, I don't think we're going to move forward. And my sense is that it is going to be very difficult for the BJP with the mindset that they have to extract us out of this dynamic. That's my sense.
Thank you, sir. Maheshwari Association, Nadu brothers.
Good morning, Rahulji. Welcome to Coimbatore.
Good morning. Thank you.
All schemes are being announced in a big way, but nothing is being implemented in a proper way. It is not done in a very harsh way. Now the latest is about the farmers issue also. And my another question was again about the GST. You have explained it, but I am still, we small industries, people are really affected by GST. Does the Congress government do assure or anything that the GST slab which is at a very high stage will it come down? I interest all this will be very better. Thank you.
We have made a commitment, and I have made it many times. Ex-Prime Minister has made it, others have made it, Amrapji has made it, that we do not agree with this GST at all. We do not believe, first of all, GST cannot have 5 slabs. The idea of a GST is 1 slab. So people like to call this thing a GST. Is not a GST, this is something else. So we commit 100% that we will go and deliver 1 slab and minimum tax GST. That is a commitment that we have made and we will stick by it. See, in order to get there, you have to be able to have conversations. You have to be able to listen to people. You have to be able to work with people and negotiate with people. The problem is that the current dispensation in Delhi does not believe in negotiation. They do not believe in listening, they do not believe in conversation. So it is practically impossible for them to come up with a solution to this problem. The solution to this problem lies with the people of India, lies with the business people, lies with small and medium businesses. We have to have a conversation with you and we have to carry all the states to deliver them. It is not going to be done just by forcing it on the people of India. When it comes to announcements of big schemes, look, the bottom line is very simple. The Indian banking system is not working. The Indian banking system has been captured by 10, 15 industries. And the Indian banking system is not accessible to large numbers of Indian business people. It is certainly not accessible to you. The Indian banking system has nothing to do with you. It has only got to do with the biggest players in the country. Until this discrepancy is changed, you will only have announcements and you will have a lot of drama going on the television. You will get no results. The fact of the matter is that India as a country is unable to provide jobs to its people. Our economy has been devastated. What used to be successful has become a disaster. And we are not going to get out of this anytime soon. Because the government simply is not interested in listening to what the large numbers of people who help this country move forward have to say.
Thank you, Rahulji. Wish you all the best.
That's what I'm saying.
When the government, Congress government comes, the GST slab system will be a single point of view.
Not only a single point of view, it will be a single point of view with the minimum possible tax. And I assure you that it can be done. It is not difficult to do. It can be done. But it will require negotiation, it will require conversation, which the Congress party knows how to do.
The entire India will be happy with this announcement.
Next question is from Abhimanyu.
I was in this discussion.
I come from the Kamaraj. We are a handmade industry which employs 3.5 lakh people directly and 4 lakh people indirectly. The fiber industry currently has a lot of issues that are not allowing us to function. Our only request is when you tour the southern districts, please do give us an opportunity to be heard and seen. We will request you to come and have a look at our industry. With the advent of green crackers as per Supreme Court initiative, a lot of development has taken place. There is no harm to the environment or to the human who are using the fibers. But as of now, there's a lot of conversations going on and they are able to even function. So our request is we come here to invite you, Mr. Sassi, to come and have a look at it directly. When you came, it's also dedicated to that's all.
What are your two biggest problems?
So the major problem is with the advent of the green cracker that has been asked, pollution levels have come down. But even now, it has not been implemented in many states. A lot of states have an apprehension that fibers are still causing problems. So the sale of fibers has been banned in 5 states as of now. This has brought the industry to a tipping point. And they are all very small factories with a turnover of 1.4 crore rupees. So there's no money location, there's no orders. So unless all the governments come forward and agree that fibers can be used across the country, we must wait. So advanced countries like the US and UK have now amended their constitutions to allow fibers to be part of the celebrations. And those days on which celebrations are allowed, fibers can be used without any restrictions. So that is our request.
And I definitely come and see you.
Please do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, the next question is, name is not there. In the last 2 years, there has been massive people's protests happening all over. Why is that? Do you think it's excessive? No, it's not
The massive protest that is happening, whether it is the farmers' protest or it is protest in other parts of the country, is because there is an attempt to impose one idea, one ideology of this country. And there is an attempt to force this country to do what it does not want to do. There is a capture of the institutions and we are heading in a dictatorial direction. Instead of having conversations about how we are going to solve our problems, the government feels that they can impose ideas of the people of India. And they will soon find out that that is not possible. You can see that the farmers are not listening. You can see that the people of Tamil Nadu have questions about the way the Prime Minister is running this country. People in the Northeast have questions. People in different states are having questions about this centralization of power. And the only way forward is to go back to a democratic, open-minded conversation. If you talk to Indian people, you work with Indian people, you will never have any problems. You will always have one. If you try to force something on the Indian people, you try to force something on the Tamil people, they will react. There will be protests across the country. So it is a style of governance. Nothing will be achieved by forcing ideas onto the people of this country. And you can see, Prime Minister came, huge announcements. What has happened? What has happened to the economy? What has happened to the level of violence in the country? What has happened to the harmony in the country? What has happened to the number of jobs that were created? It has all been destroyed. And it will continue to be destroyed until the government in Delhi realizes that you can only talk to the people of India with respect and you can only talk to the people of India with kindness. And if you talk with kindness and respect, the people of India will respond with kindness and love and affection. Thank you, Rahulji. The next question will be from Kumar from Tirupur Garments Exporter. Kumar, Tirupur Garment Exporter.
Thank you for being here and listening to our issues. I'm from Tirupur, I'm a garment exporter. In the advent of demonetization and the implementation of the GST, we face a lot of troubles and we are slowly recovering from it. The problem I want to emphasize here is MSMEs are the backbone of Indian economy. Next to agriculture, it is the biggest employment provider. But MSMEs are now slowly perishing. That is now happening in the country. Why? Because there are a lot of issues. As a businessman, I want to come and see the business activities. I want to see the development of my business. I want to go to the next level. But the problem is, I don't have enough time to address the compliance factor which is being imposed day by day. This is the first point. The second point is,
Did you say complex structure?
compliance, the GST or whatever the new compliances are coming again and again. And next is the effects of Basel III norms in the banking sector. See, mostly MSMEs are unorganized sector and Basel III norms are too high for us. We cannot able to observe the Basel III norms and it is now monthly rating which is affecting our business and getting in bank loans now an uphill task. The third is from the Congress period when Anand Sharma was our Commerce Minister, your negotiation has started with Europe and US for the free trade agreement. Until now it is not happening. As a garment exporter, we are now I am now going to compete with my nearest factory. I am competing with a factory in Bangladesh, a factory in Sri Lanka, a factory in Thailand, a factory in China. So when the factories from Bangladesh, Pakistan and Sri Lanka are coming for a negotiation, without even seeing the government, they are 10% less than us because they have the FTA. So we have to be very 10% competitive on that ground. Based on this, what is your take on FTA, on Basel norms, and what are we going to do for the revival of the section? Thank you.
I mean, the Indian system, as you said, is becoming more and more complex, and it is becoming more and more difficult for small and medium industry to operate. And it is becoming easier and easier for bigger players to operate. The entire focus of government policy, of the banking system, even of the media, is on the largest players. The focus of the government is not on the small and medium players, but the future big players will have to come from small and medium industry. So if you are not going to concentrate on small and medium industry, you will, in the future, you will not get any big players. Because it is these small and medium industries that will become successful and become large. So the first thing I would advocate is government focus, banking system focus, and hand-holding of small and medium players. Mindset that the success of India depends on the small and medium industry, that employment in India depends on small and medium industry. The mindset change. You see pictures of the Prime Minister with the largest industries. Have you seen pictures of the Prime Minister with small and medium industry? Have you ever seen? I've never seen. So conversations like this, where political people come and say, what do you need? If I go to Sivakasa, I see the requirements, I hear what are the roadblocks, then I can help unlock some of those roadblocks. So the biggest challenge is in the mind of the political leadership. That small and medium businesses are not relevant, big businesses are relevant. That mindset change has to take place. In my mind, the future of India and any competition that we want to do with China, any competition we want to do with Bangladesh, any competition we want to do with these people, it is going to happen through the small and medium industries, not the big businesses. Bangladesh is not competing with the big business in India. Bangladesh is competing actually destroying your cash flow, burning your cash flow. So I am advocating a different way of working with small and medium business. What is one of the biggest government leaders should be open to small and medium business. You should be able to come straight into the office of the finance minister and say this is what we need. That is what I am advocating. That's broadly what I would say to you. See, all these ideas, that you talk about making India, and then the same 5 industrialists are there. You talk about telecom, the same 5 fellows are there. You talk about defense, the same 5 fellows are there. Now you talk about agriculture, the same 5 fellows are there. So it is always there, always our entire conversation about economics is between 15 people. The banks are working for them, all the industries are belonging to them, and the large numbers of people who are actually doing the work, we are not helping building them. And that is what I think we should do. Yes, you could say that's not us. I mean, maybe they are more than 5, maybe they are 10. But probably yes.
Next question will be from president.com.
I would like to remember our one thing. That is, your father, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, was the main reason for developing telecommunications in India. Now, do you have any new and advanced plan for developing industrial sector in our country?
See, Rajiv Gandhi ji only developed telecoms and computers because he had a broader vision for it. Without a broader vision, he would not have been able to develop computers and telecoms. So the first thing you have to understand is what is India's role in the world? What is India's strength? And what are India's capabilities? If you view yourself as equal to the most powerful people or most powerful countries in the world, they will respect you in that same way. If you view yourself as number 3 or number 4 or number 5, you will be treated as number 3 or number 4 or number 5. So currently, I am of the view that there are the Chinese, there are the Americans, and there is India. And in my view, we are equal to those other two people. We are not junior partner of anybody. What is our strength? Our strength is dynamic population, young population. Our strength is that we have what is gold in the 21st century. Gold in the 21st century is data. That is gold. And today what is India doing? Today India is taking all its gold and giving it away for free. We have no strategy on data. So the first thing I would say is India as a country needs to develop a clear-cut strategy on how it is going to use its single biggest asset, which is data. Healthcare data, transaction data. All the biggest companies in the world, whether it is Google, it is Amazon, these are all creatures of data. Without data, these companies cannot survive. So, the first thing I would say is, India needs to be clear with regards to its strategy, with regards to its biggest asset, data. And then once you think about that, you will get many, many different solutions. You will get a transformation in the healthcare industry. You'll get a transformation in the defense industry. You'll get a transformation in numbers of industries. But today, even thinking about it, the idea of Aadhaar that we promoted in UP was not about surveillance, which is how it is being used today. It was not about tracking people. It was about having a strategy for data, developing capabilities in data management. So I would say the central thing we need to think about is develop a strategy, clear-cut strategy on how we are going to maintain, preserve and expand our single biggest asset, that is data.
Thank you, Rahul. The next will be K. Vijay Kumar. Vijay Kumar. And welcome to this.
Welcome to Coimbatore city. Regarding the farmers issue, recently the Supreme Court stayed and was following we are doing not on our problem for practice. Directly or indirectly, we are okay. What will be your next move? Or what will that completely or not?
So we have made it very clear that we are against these three bills and we fully stand with the farmers in removing these three bills. So that's the Congress Party and the UPA position. These farm laws, they are going to cripple agriculture in India. We were for a reform of the agricultural system. We believe in reforming the agricultural system. But we do not agree in the destruction of the agricultural system. These three laws will destroy the agricultural system and will hand over the keys of the entire agricultural system to 3 or 4 large industries, and we are against them. So we are going to stand with the farmers and we are going to support them and make sure that these 3 farm laws are taken up.
Next week from
Welcome, Rahul. I want to know what role does diversity play in the country economic growth?
What role does diversity play?
Economic growth.
So, what would happen if somebody said in India that Tamil people will not be allowed to speak the Tamil language? What would happen to economic growth in India? It would cease to exist. What would happen if you went to Manipur and said, we are not going to allow you to follow your customs? Manipuri people would react. Economic growth would collapse. The foundation of economic growth in India is diversity. Without diversity in India, you cannot have an economy. In fact, without diversity in India, you will not have India. India itself is the idea of diversity. The notion that the Prime Minister has that you can reduce diversity and grow faster is ignorance. It is nothing else. It is a lack of understanding. It is also a lack of respect. See, when I come to Tamil Nadu, I view your culture, your language, your traditions as an asset. I don't view it as a liability. I view a different way of looking at a problem, an asset. Maybe I can go and ask the Tamil people, I've got a problem in New Delhi. Maybe I can ask the Tamil people how to solve this problem. They will give me a unique answer. So I view it as an asset. The current dispensation views it as a liability. They think that power should be centralized. That one man should control everything. That one organization should control everything. I believe that if Tamil Nadu is India, then India is Tamil Nadu. I cannot say Tamil Nadu is India, but India is not Tamil Nadu. That is just wrong. If I accept that Tamil Nadu is India, then I got to accept India as Tamil Nadu. That means I got to embrace Tamil Nadu. I got to listen to the people of Tamil Nadu. I got to respect the language. Maybe I will try and learn the language also. One of them. Slowly. So, you cannot have an economy without diversity. And we should promote, the more diversity the better. The more point of views the better. That is the difference between their thinking and our thinking.
One more question, please. There are very small, tiny industry doing this with grinders.